Hey everyone, this is Chips and Salsa, the Intel Security Podcast. I'm Jerry.
I'm CRob.
And recently we released several episodes featuring some of our academic programs and awards and the amazing academic researchers who are involved in it.
Great. Yeah, those were really great. And I think we're both really proud to have our friend of the show, Jason Fung, here with us today to talk about the whole our strategy and our programs around academic engagement.
Let's talk to Jason.
Oh, I want to welcome Jason back to the show, longtime friend of the show. But maybe for those of you who might not have looked at past videos, could you maybe introduce yourself and talk about your role here at Intel?
Sure. Thank you for having me here in your program today. So my name is Jason Fung. I am originally came from Hong Kong and studied in the US for computer science and computer engineering, like many others. And I joined Intel about 24 years ago. And I'm currently the director of offensive security research and academic research engagements at Intel Product Assurance and Security. And I typically look at three things in my day job. One is looking at the offensive security research of key technologies that power Intel's edge, communication, and data center products. Basically, we hack our own products before they release and be hacked by hackers. And second piece is we typically work with Intel Labs a lot and to connect the top minds in academia to the industry's toughest security challenges. And our goal is to accelerate security innovations and their realizations in Intel products and technologies that are used by everyone around the globe. And the third part is I'm responsible for Intel's hardware security assurance tools and methodologies. And we try to bring the best-in-class security assurance capabilities to hardware designers so that they can build secure products with confidence.
Very nice.
But yeah, you got your plate full there. But so we're here to talk about some of the academic research programs, and as you know, we recently published a series of videos with some of the people engaged in some of the programs and some of the people who won some of these awards, and they all had really good things to say about their interactions with Intel, which is awesome.
That's awesome. No.
Can you give us a high-level statement about what our academic programs and awards are?
Right. Yeah. I'm really happy to see some of these videos and our partners in the academics, they are so positive about it. So when I go back to the goal of these programs, I can summarize them in ABC. A stands for accelerate. So we accelerate the security innovation towards industries, mega challenges. And B is to build rapport, building the rapport with the community and rewards research excellence. And C is cultivate, cultivates talent pipeline and develop a diverse global workforce in security research. And to unpack it a little bit, at Intel, we create world-changing technology that enriches every person on earth. And innovation is our DNA. And part of the innovation is fueled by the greatest mind on the planet outside of Intel. And I'm talking about the partnership with the leading security research institutions that allow us to work with and learn from these top talents across the world to help address the security threats faced by the industry. And we also realize that security research is just not that easy. And our community, our industry actually can learn more and need more of these amazing talents. And that's why we're also very committed to invest in people, highlighting their amazing works and also nurturing the aspiring security researchers of the next generation.
That's awesome. I love the mnemonic ABC. Let's take some time and dive into four of the programs that you help oversee. So can you talk to us about Intel's sponsored research first?
Sure. So Intel collaborates with leading academic institutions and researchers to pursue security research in the multiple areas of security-related or privacy-related area through sponsorship and mentorship. And when we talk about sponsorship, we invest directly to some of these research teams and give them like a 3-year funding, and then we set aside a mutually interested area, and then we pursue those research, meeting with our partners in a monthly basis. And sometimes we also feel that, hey, there are certain problems that are bigger than just one research team can handle, and it requires multiple disciplinary researchers to join together And that's the time when we set up these research centers that involve multiple research parties, often across the globe, so that we can get the best thoughts around and try to tackle these complex problems. And then the third occurrence is usually where we have these so-called mega problem that require even more researchers to coordinate and work towards. And sometimes we partner with outside organizations like Semiconductor Research Corporation to orchestrate these research at scale. And one thing I want to point out is that sponsorship is only the beginning, and it does not stop at just providing financial resources or equipment to these research teams. Many of our academic researchers love to work with Intel because we also invest security researchers their time, their resources to meet with professors and their students in a monthly basis. So we typically join the call every month and check out on the research progress, learning from the researcher, and also in return, we share the real industry scale challenges and feedback, share with them the constraints, share with them our perspective, and that help them to navigate when they're in the fog of the crossing and they want to figure out, should I go to take path 1 or path 2? We help them to prioritize. We share with them some ideas and also enable their work. And in that way, we are basically doing this research together with them. So aside from some joint paper or presentations together, professors love to see their fingerprints in our products because their research got adopted and got impacting people around the world. At the same time, they also love to see the students having industry exposures through internships or eventually become a full-time security researcher in our organization. So I have mentioned several times about these so-called mega challenges or challenges faced by the industry, and you may wonder what they are. And some examples may include like how can we build the next generation electronic design automation tool that enable hardware designers to build trusted products with automation in mind. It may also be about the hardware architecture and circuit that are hardened against physical tampering. When we talk about machine learning and AI a lot these days, especially ChatGPT, right? And we also are looking into like what is responsible artificial intelligence means, and how would adversaries or the attacker could compromise these machine learning algorithms for the harm, for wrong intention, and how can we address them? And maybe we are also driving cars, right? Autonomous vehicles, and how can we ensure that vehicles are smart? And also a lot of these ingredients that are being used in our platform, like cryptography, trusted execution engine, 5G, etc. So we basically embrace different parts of our industry, technology challenges, and look into it with the help of the researchers.
Yeah. So as we kind of shift to talk about academic awards, some of the stuff you were saying earlier about the interactions between Intel and those academics, we heard that from some of the professors that part of the cool part of getting those awards or working on some of those papers were the interactions with Intel and helping guide them in the right directions, or the awards give them exposure to keep funding going for some of their research. So do you want to give us an overview of what some of those academic awards are?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, so we have several academic award programs that focus on honoring academic excellence. And some of these awarded, like the one we just had last year called the Intel Hardware Academic Award, we focus on recognizing security research advancement that enhance the industry's ability to deliver secure and trustworthy technologies. And we look at the last year, all the paper being published, and we ask people to submit or nominate best paper. And we pick the 2 best paper and give them that award. And then we also look into something even further back, and we have this called the Test of Time Award. And we provide that award to paper published at least 10 years ago, demonstrating significant impact in this field. So last year, we actually recognized 2 best paper award, one on fuzzing, and the other one is for applying formal methods to help drive security assurance of SoC. And then for the test of time award, it was actually a 20-year ago paper that influenced today's trusted execution environment. And basically, I think if I remember from the video, the researchers talk about this is a bold idea, really grand idea. Even at that time, people may not fully understand the impact of it. But today, we realize it is happening in all our modern systems. So that's where we try to reward research excellence.
That's awesome. That was a really good video. We enjoyed that conversation with those two professors. So we've also had the opportunity to talk to several undergraduates that are supported by your programs. Could you maybe explain a little bit more about the REU program?
Yeah, REU stands for Research Experience for Undergrads Program. And it started off with a shared vision between the industry and academia. So about 3 years ago, one of my partner from Princeton, he approached me and said, "Hey, Jason, I know you are interested also to help nurture the next generation security researcher. And we at Princeton also have a very similar challenge. And when I look around at my faculty, I would like to see more diversity in my faculty staff as well." And we share this challenge, and basically we look into how can we help bring in more security researchers, especially coming from the historically underrepresented groups, into either the academia or the industry. And as we know, research career typically start with a graduate level degree education. And unfortunately, a lot of the audience that we are trying to recruit, they haven't thought through maybe in the undergrad years that, hey, I would like to pursue a graduate study. And as you know, these days when you apply for college, for graduate program, if you don't already have some research experience in your portfolio, it is really hard to get into these top schools. So what our program try to address is helping the rising juniors when they are finishing 2 years of their college and then still have 2 more years to go. We give them this opportunity to get a taste about what does research in security looks like, and help them also aware about the graduate school program and also the path to get there. And by having this summer 8 to 10 weeks event that we partnered with 3 schools, Princeton, Georgia Tech, and North Carolina at Chapel Hills, we basically partner with the professors there to jointly mentor these students and give them a real research project, have them to look into this and learn about how to perform research. At the same time, we give them these mentorship coming from Intel, from a career angle, from a research angle, and also create series of workshops to nurture them. And something really amazing that I came out after talking to some of them is that some folks, some of the students, actually, they didn't realize going to grad school actually does not cost them any money. Some of them actually do not think about going to pursue graduate school just because I already have a student debt I need to pay, so I have to immediately get out of my college and find a job and start paying for my loan. So they stop at a point where they could have actually unleashed more of their potentials and help them to build a stronger foundation and landing them even to a higher paying jobs. So I think that awareness that we are building, the interaction, the professors, our Intel folks that we are working directly with students, help them to expose a lot more about what would be a career look like in security research. So just last summer, we got to mentor 17 students on campus at the university programs, and also 4 of them joined Intel as an intern as well in the same summer. So yeah, I think we are growing and happily impacting more lives.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like CRob said, we had the opportunity to talk to a few of these students, and I think one of the things that stood out in talking to them was the how the security space was opened up to them, and all the different areas you can work in, areas of focus, things like that. I think kind of made it even more exciting for some of these folks to consider a career in security research. But now let's talk about researcher in residence. We've had an opportunity to have Yossi Oren on the show a couple of different times, and he's funny for sure, but obviously
You got a
he's
great demo.
very passionate about what
Happy.
he's doing. And do you want to talk about researcher in residence?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, shout out to Yossi. Yeah, he is a really smart researcher, and we are really happy to have him joining our program this past year. Why we have such a program? So typically we host students that professor sends to Intel to have internships here. And student gets to learn firsthand on Intel technologies and products and making direct impact to our technologies as well. But then there are also occasions where professors can say, hey, I'm also interested to work at Intel too, because if they don't work at Intel, they don't get to see firsthand on how our product are being created, right? And they get this second indirect information coming from the student. So their professors actually they have their sabbatical and they can actually take time 6 to 12 months away. This is the program that we have created for them. And we basically bring them in as a full-time employee, and we define a very specific project and have them working alongside with our intersecurity researchers so that we can learn from one another and drive these cross-pollination between the industry and the academic. And also some of the benefit for us is that they actually help to provide this futuristic looking out of the box thinking to think about, hey, what else can Intel do to advance these highly strategic areas of research? And they got to also influence the Intel product and technologies, not just those products that they're working on, but also the future product roadmap. And also sometimes drive our security research direction to a different angle because of their background and expertise. And in return, they also gain a lot of insights coming from the industry to figure out maybe in the future when they go back to their academic environment, how would they direct their teams, their organizations to perform research to match the industry challenges and demand. And then finally, a lot of these teamwork, right, working over together in a 6 to 12 months doesn't really end there, right? And that partnership, we hope, right, will bring it back to the academics and allow this continuous collaboration to have after the research residence program is over and continues over time. So I think it is a win-win for Intel and also for academic partners.
Yeah, I know that Yossi worked in the iStare team,
Yep.
and his initial comment to us was, in the the lab there, he's like, I get to work in paradise here. So, but I think it'd be a good idea to visit Yossi after 6 months or so after he's returned back to the university and check in on him and see how that's going.
That's a great idea.
Well, Jason, we want to thank you for being on the show today. Thank you for all your efforts in the academic space, and let's excited to see what happens next.
Same here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Wow, I love talking to Jason. He's one of my favorite folks to talk to. He's always got something interesting, and I learn a lot.
Yeah, Jason's awesome, and so are all of these programs. And we get the opportunity to talk to some of these folks about their experiences, which have been all pretty great. And the interaction with Intel, as they all tell us, has been pretty fantastic. And so I can't wait to talk to more as we go forward.
Yeah, really excited. We've got the chance to talk to some amazing people in the academic world, and I think that's only going to increase this year as we talk to more researchers and Intel folks collaborating.
So that's it for this episode of Chips and Salsa. We'll see you next time.